Hey there, I'm Cheryl Goodwin-McGarrah, your go-to guide for life's messy and magical moments. As a farm girl turned single mom, I often wondered what life would look like after my kids were grown. Turns out, it was all about rediscovering and loving myself first. On this podcast, we'll dive into topics that touch the soul, like love, loss, triumphs, and setbacks. So grab your favorite drink and buckle up. Welcome to the Imperfectly Charming Podcast. Hi, friends, and welcome to today's episode of the Imperfectly Charming Podcast. I'm so grateful you're here. Let me ask you something, and take a moment before you answer. What do you really want? Not what your partner wants, not what your kids need, not what your job requires, but you, your heart, your soul, and your spirit. What do you truly want? If your mind goes blank or your stomach flutters a little, you're not alone. So many of us were raised to be responsible, to show up for others, and to follow the right path. We become experts at caring for everyone else and strangers to our own deepest desires. Today's episode is an invitation to come home to yourself, to peel back the layers of shoulds and have-tos, to gently, lovingly ask, what lights me up? What brings me alive? This isn't about being selfish. It's about being soulful. Because when you honor your true desires, you begin to create a life that feels authentic, aligned, and so alive. And if you don't have an answer yet, that's okay. Curiosity is a perfect place to begin. So grab a cozy drink, take a deep breath, and let's dive into the sacred journey of remembering what you really want. Starting right here, right now. Let's go. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to share something close to my heart. I've created a soul-nourishing course called Conversations with My Soul, a gentle guided journey to help you reconnect with your inner wisdom, quiet the noise, and listen deeply to what your soul is longing to tell you. If you've been craving more clarity, peace, and purpose, I invite you to check it out. You can find all the details in the show notes and at imperfectlycharming.com. Now let's get started with today's episode. If I asked you right now, what do you want? How would you answer? Not what your partner wants, not what your kids need, not what your job requires, not what sounds good to the world around you, but you, your soul, your heart, and your spirit. What do you truly want? So many people pause when they hear that question. Their eyes glance upward as if searching the ceiling tiles for a hidden scroll that holds the answer. Some shrug, others nervously laugh and say, I don't really know. And they mean it. We've been taught to be responsible, to show up for others, or to check the boxes of life, like get the degree or the job, build the career, raise the family, and volunteer when we can. We've grown so accustomed to living life by default or expectation that we rarely pause long enough to ask what we want in our own lives. There's also fear. What if we name something too big, too selfish, or too different? What if we give voice to a longing that doesn't match our current reality? Many of us were never taught to dream, or worse, were told our dreams were unrealistic. Over time, we began to silence that inner voice that once whispered desires and imagined possibilities. It got buried under the shoulds and the musts and the have-tos of life. Here's the good news. The ability to answer, what do I want, isn't gone. It's simply waiting beneath the surface, eager to be heard again. It starts with permission. Permission to want what you want, even if it doesn't make sense to anyone else. It begins with your curiosity. What lights you up? What drains you? When do you feel most alive? What did you love as a child before life got noisy? Then it solidifies with practice. Take 5 minutes a day and ask yourself, what do I want today? Maybe it's rest. Maybe it's laughter. Maybe it's connection or stillness. Keep asking and listen closely. The answers will come. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, place a hand on your heart and whisper, what do I want? Then listen without judgment. Write it down. Do this daily. Over time, you'll uncover pieces of your truth that long to be lived. When you know what you want, life becomes more vibrant. Your decisions become clearer. You begin to align with your inner compass instead of the world's noise. And yes, your answer can change over time. That's the beauty of growth. Learning to want again is an act of courage. Honoring your desires, big and small, is not selfish. It's sacred. It's how we create lives that feel aligned, meaningful, and full of vitality. When you know what you want, even in small ways, like what kind of tea you're craving, what music lifts your spirit, or whether your body needs rest or movement, you begin to reclaim the parts of yourself that have gone quiet. And the more you practice listening, the louder the truth becomes. So I'll ask you again, with love and curiosity, what do you really want? Not someday, not when everything is perfect, but today, in this moment. And if you don't know yet, that's okay. Just begin by asking and being curious. Then listen. You are allowed to want more. You're allowed to dream again, and you are worthy of living a life that lights you up. What a tender and powerful conversation we shared today. If your heart is still whispering, I don't know, that's perfectly okay. Sometimes the path to clarity begins with simply asking the question. Keep asking, keep listening, and most importantly, keep giving yourself permission to want what you want. Remember, you are not too much. Your dreams are not too big or too late. You are allowed to evolve, to shift, and to want differently with every season. So tonight, maybe as you sit with your journal or sip your tea, gently place your hand over your heart and ask, what do I want? Let the silence answer. Let your body speak. Let your inner knowing rise. Because you, dear one, are worthy of a life that lights you up from the inside out. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Until next time, be kind to yourself, stay curious, and never stop listening to the quiet wisdom within. Sending love always. I'll see you soon. If you love this episode, you won't want to miss my free gift to you, the Find Your Voice Workbook. Head over to the imperfectlycharming.com website to snag your copy. And hey, if this podcast resonated with you, do me a favor, like, share, and hit that subscribe button. Plus, leave a written review to help the channel grow. And until we meet again, shine on, friends.